Thank you, Minister. And on behalf of all taxi drivers and sons and daughters of taxi drivers, thank you very much for implementing that policy. Moving right along, I mean, we came into power after 10 years of low economic growth, of low job creation, and now with our investments, we're seeing the unemployment rate declining. And you mentioned earlier in your testimony that worker participation is going to increase by having more female participation in the workforce. At the same time, in this budget, we also want to ensure that new Canadians that come to our country in search of the Canadian dream, that have qualifications, that are engineers, that are lawyers, that are doctors, have an opportunity to practice in their professions here in Canada, and the investments that we're making in foreign credential recognition. If you could elaborate on how that's going to not only help those new immigrants settle in this country, but also in terms of economic growth, so we can leverage their skills.
Well, we know this is really important. We bring really talented people to our country, and we want to make sure that they have the ability to be successful here. So many people, and you mentioned taxi drivers, we find ourselves in a situation where people who have a high level of credentials are doing jobs that are significantly less demanding of their skills and talents than they should be. So we've said that we should put money towards ensuring that we help newcomers to be successful here. We've put $27.5 million in budget 2017 over 5 years in order to have a targeted strategy to help newcomers to get themselves credentialed up in Canada, to actually make the most of the real talent that comes to our country. We think this is critically important today and important for the future as we think about how we ensure that our workforce remains dynamic and successful. It's important. We're pleased to be making this initiative, and we think it's going to have a real impact.